So some heavy home truths were leveled up upon us after Chelsea first got knocked out in the fourth round of the FA Cup to Brighton, and then 5 days later we put in a performance against the same opponents at the same ground, and this time the performance and the result was worse. I mean, it was shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. And it shows that this team has lost all the goodwill of the early season. And now we have to face some harsh realities of our squad we have on our hands and the manager. The chance to go a point behind third place Forest with City playing Newcastle today, and we collectively decided to have our worst performance of the season after being bounced in the cup. The players, the managers, tactics, decision making, all of it. And the last three games have all been at 1:30 a.m. kickoffs here. I feel it's just adding to my insanity. It's openly mocking me and adding to my rage. And if you add to the current problems, and boy, we have loads of them, the injuries are now starting to show up, and it has dug us into a deeper hole. Noni Madueke picked up a hamstring injury 20 minutes into the game, so Noni, Jackson and Mark Guiu are all now injured. Mudryk still on the sidelines after his doping results, and then Felix was foolishly loaned out without a replacement in January, and now the chickens have come home to roost as we have 3 painful months ahead of us. Yes, harsh realities, and I have a few, and it's based on all the evidence collected this season. Without Nico Jackson, there is no one to link the play nearly as well as him. It's crazy of how in the last 2 games without him against Brighton, we have looked hopeless up front, and that decision to not go for that second striker and promote 18-year-old Mark Guiu, which might have worked, but he's done some abductor injury. It's a mess. I'm not convinced. And if Maresca thinks that a front four of Neto, Palmer, Sancho and Nkunku are going to get us reliable goals, he's going to learn the hard way. And you know what? He will have to learn the hard way, because these are the only 4 fit attackers we have until Nico Jackson comes back in April maybe. The second one, man, Cole Palmer, is our only source of creativity. At no point during the season did Enzo Maresca even try and see whether Chelsea could win a game without Palmer. Even when Cole Palmer has had poor games, he's never subbed, and some would argue that he's a match winner, and match winners must always stay till the bench. I accept that, I take that, but what that has done is put all the creative burden on Cole Palmer, as not once did Maresca try Felix or Nkunku in the 10. Felix has subsequently left on loan to Milan. What a pointless signing that was, man. 6 months into a 6-year contract and being shipped out, and now we are unnecessarily short on numbers in the forward areas, all our own doing. I mean, there's nothing from the wide areas. Now, I thought between Sancho, Madueke and Pedro Neto there could be enough threat on the wings, but my goodness, it is so underwhelming and borderline hopeless. Look, Noni Madueke has got 7 goals and 3 assists in the league. That isn't too bad, and I wouldn't want to chuck him with the others. But despite having a lot of terrific attributes, his decision making in the final third leaves a lot to be desired. But you can almost work with him. But with Sancho and Pedro Neto, on the other hand, both bought in the summer for a combined 80 million quid. Oh my goodness. I mean, with these two, it's pretty much, how are they going to improve? They are experienced players. This is what we're going to get from them. We need to see more from Enzo Fernandez in a creative role. What other choice do we have? And I've said this and I'll say this again. With the decision to leave our midfield threadbare, it's our negligence, absolute negligence. Our season now hinges on Moises Caicedo's fitness. It's as simple as that. It's borderline criminal to not address it, knowing how injury prone Romeo Lavia is turning out to be. And the worst part is the two solutions, the two players the recruitment team actually did well to bring in Andre Santos and Leslie Ugochukwu, but decided to bring neither back from loan is baffling. And now Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo will have to play 90 minutes for the next 13 games, and maybe even Conference League duties too. I mean, fingers crossed. But how bad has our defense been, man? It really has been unreliable. Forget clean sheets, those are simply not going to happen. But some of the gifts we give, soul crushing, man. Since Wesley Fofana got injured, it feels like the exact time where our defense started to crumble. Colville is starting to give the ball away directly, leading to goals. It's been so poor. Brighton hit 2 in the cup and 3 last night, and all really good goals, to be fair. I mean, the first from Kaoru Mitoma, in my opinion, should be in the top 5, top 3 goals of the season. I mean, it is sensational the way he receives it from that long punt from the keeper. The first touch is special. The setup and then that whip finish past Jorgensen. Just wow, man. What do you even say to that? And after that, it was the Yankumba Minte show. I mean, he tormented Marc Cucurella, scored a brace, and it was 3-0 in minute 65, game over. Minte and Mitoma, by the way, compare that what we have on the wings. Oh my goodness, I could do a full hour segment on how Chelsea have wasted millions down the wings, down the drain. But that's for another time. But at no point did we threaten to score barring Enzo Fernandez's disallowed goal. It was 1-0 at the time, and a few minutes later Minte scores to make it 2, and it's game over really. The fact that we concede so easily and now look devoid of ideas up front. I mean, if there was ever a time to put on a 10-game run, we need help. We need Reece James to help us desperately. If there was a time, we got 10 to 13 games. Reece James, it's now. We desperately need something to help us go forward. Reece James we might be asking a little too much from him, but it's Reece James going to be that difference maker? I'm not sure. But for Chelsea, it's 3 wins out of 11 with Villa at Villa Park next. I mean, it really is a toss-up. Can I predict Chelsea will go to any game and confidently say that they're going to win? Probably not. This is what we are. This is who we are. And it's looking long.